Hello, Arcadians. I'm Morpheus. Welcome to Arcadia. We're going to be playing a bit of Avowed this evening. We've been waiting for this game a very long time at Arcadia. We've been actually building up to it in our recent YouTube series, so if you want to go and have a look at that, please do. It's a bit of a lore and explore of Pillars of Eternity 2, the games that led up to Avowed's release. We were looking at the Deadfire Archipelago and all of the beautiful things and pieces of trivia that place gave us in preparation for Avowed. Now, some people have been saying for quite a while now that this game is like a competitor to Skyrim. And I think that's just because it's like a first-person RPG, really. But I think it will be incredibly different to Skyrim, not only in the art style, the lore, but also the combat. And fortunately, I've been able to pay for the premium edition, so I get a little bit of early access release on it. So tonight we'll be able to get our character ready, jump into this world 5 days before everyone else, which is awesome. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. What I thought we could do right now, as a little bit of a lead up to the game, is just remind ourselves of some of the lore. And Mortismal Gaming, who's an awesome YouTube channel, on the highlights, I'll link them above. He's done a amazing review of the lore so far. So I thought we'd sit back and enjoy that. Hello, Red Panda. If you want to give us a shout about the sound quality, just make sure my sound levels are right. That would be absolutely awesome. Because it's been a couple of weeks now since we streamed here on Arcadia. It's been a very busy few weeks in the worlds beyond this fantasy world that we like to live in. But we're now fully back in and incredibly excited for this new release. I'm going to switch over now and get YouTube up so we can have a look at Mortismal's lore series. In terms of the download, we're 24 minutes off, which I think will be great because I think Mortismal's video is about 20 minutes. Okay, sounds nice and clear. That's great to know. Thanks very much. Got a bit of music from Pillars of Eternity 2 going on right now. Absolutely beautiful score. But we're going to have to fade that out for now. Rightio. Hopefully this sound will come through nicely. It's quite loud.
What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time bringing you a lore primer for Avowed ahead of its release, mostly in response to a whole bunch of questions I've been seeing popping up about the world the game is set in, known as Eora. Avowed is putting you in the role of an imperial envoy of the Adiran Empire to the Living Lands, so you can investigate a plague known as the Dream Scourge. But obviously, just in saying that, I've mentioned a whole bunch of things that you may not understand the meaning of, and thus, that's what this video is for. But do keep in mind, this absolutely should be a game you should be able to jump into and play and learn these things as you go. There's a glossary of terms in the game itself, which I know firsthand from a preview from back in November, and interviews, etc. But obviously there's a whole world's worth of lore here to explore, mainly via the previous 2 games in this setting known as Pillars of Eternity. But worth a mention right away that Avowed here is meant to be a sort of side story, so it's not going to necessarily advance any of the events that happened in those previous games, but will of course add context to a different part of the world, because the Living Lands had never been shown previously, only talked about. So needless to say, there's a lot to go over here, but as it just so happens, a couple years ago, in fact, I made a whole lore series about this particular setting. I'm going to link that playlist down below, so if you want an expanded look at any given topic, you may well just find it there. But what this video is going to do is cover the most pressing stuff for this game, Avowed. Meaning that basically this is the primary stuff you want to know going into it, and it may well point you in the right direction for topics you want to learn more about, but it is by no means everything. That all said, let's finally jump into this fully, starting with the world itself. So one of the most important things to know about this world is the wheel. The wheel in this particular universe is the cycle of life and death. Basically, every living thing, when it dies, its soul gets funneled to Adra pillars. This is a sort of green luminous stone that is dotted throughout the entire world and are often referred to as the Pillars of Eternity. People's souls enter these Adra pillars and then travel to a place called the Beyond, where they wait their next turn in the wheel, which is where they are reincarnated into some other life form. And simply put, round and round it goes. But a few important things to note about this right away. The wheel itself is a natural process, but it has some unnatural elements that we'll get into momentarily. But basically the wheel has always existed, this is just what it does. However, as you might expect with anything like that, sometimes things don't work out particularly well. Things can go wrong in this process. This leads to things called soul maladies, problems with a soul or just oddities that might occur, which aren't necessarily big problems, such as soul twins, which is when like 2 people each get half a soul. Or, as was a big part of the first game, somebody could be hollow-born, or basically they don't get a soul, which can lead to all sorts of problems, which is one of the things that brings us to the Ingwithans. Now, several thousand years before the events of the first couple of games, and thus Avowed as well, as Avowed takes place shortly after, just a couple years from the second game, Pillars of Eternity 2. But thousands of years before that, the Ingwithan Society existed. Ingwithans were big practitioners of a science known as animancy. Animancy, simply put, is the study of souls. They can use this study to work all sorts of incredible machinery that can do all sorts of crazy stuff. The Ingwithans, over periods of centuries, mastered this technology, and used it, of course, to study the world around them. Namely, what happens after life and death, is there anything out there? And the answer that the Ingwithans found was a disturbing one. Basically, they found that there were no gods or anything of that nature beyond the scope of what was known in the universe. And if there ever were any gods, they're certainly not there now, was basically the gist of it. But that's when the Ingwithans, alongside the Huana of Ukaizo, banded together to undertake an experiment of sorts. You see, at this time, there were thousands of little deities and things being worshipped to by any given tribe or civilization around the globe at that time. But the thing is, as we just pointed out, none of them were real. They weren't things that existed. And so the Ingwithans and the Huana came up with a plan to make them real, or specifically 11 of them real. And using their great mastery of animancy, the Ingwithans ultimately sacrificed untold numbers of their own society in order to use their souls via animancy to craft sort of artificial gods. This forms the Ingwithan pantheon. There are ultimately 11 of these gods, but for the sake of this video, we're really only going to focus on one of them, Woedica. If you want to learn more about the others, part of that lore series I mentioned. But we are focused on Woedica for 2 reasons. One, the presence of the Steel Garrote, which is her paladin order in the Living Lands, but also the fact that we are an Adiran envoy. The Adiran Empire worships Woedica specifically, so naturally she's pretty important. But before we start discussing Woedica, something to know is that part of the way in which the Ingwithans tamed the wheel in order to make all of this happen was that they created a bunch of machinery at the city of Ukaizo. This basically destroyed the city and much of the Huana civilization at the time, and while also ascending these Ingwithans to godhood via their collective souls, it also did something else, which was it shackled the wheel, so to speak. As I mentioned, the wheel was always a natural thing that happened, but it was prone to problems. As part of this process, and this machinery they put in place to ascend to their godhood, what they actually wound up doing was sort of giving the wheel structure and purpose, because the gods feed off the soul energy created by the wheel in order to sustain themselves. This made the entire process mostly more efficient, resulting in less of these soul-related problems. It didn't completely get rid of them, mind you, but it certainly lessened them. And we'll double back to that in a moment when we start talking about the plot of the first two games. From there, though, let's talk a little bit about Wodaka. So, when the initial plans were drawn up to create these 11 gods, Wodaka was intended to be the head of them, the strongest one, the ruler. And that is exactly what happened. Wodaka, at the height of her power, could basically do anything she wanted. This didn't sit well with the other 10 gods, and they ultimately overthrew her. This is why Wodaka now is often referred to as the queen that was, the exiled queen, or the burned queen, because she was quite literally burned by another god, Magrin. But in any event, Wodaka, as the ruler of that initial pantheon, covers the domains of things like law and justice and rightful rule. The catch of that is, though, Wodaka is a rules for thee but not for me kind of person. Wodaka believes that a rightful ruler has the ability to impose rules and laws, and as such they are above them, meaning that she's very much a lawful evil type of person. Now, Wodaka's been involved in all sorts of stuff, but the two things I want to drive home here are that she is the patron god of the Adiran Empire. In fact, the hereditary monarchy that rules that empire does so by the divine right of Wodaka, which also means that her paladin order, the Steel Garrote, are very, very popular there. Much of what the Steel Garrote does is tracks down oathbreakers or anyone that, broke a contract, disobeyed the law, things like that. The Steel Garrote, much like Wodaka herself, are anything but friendly, very much so, again, the lawful evil type. Because much like their own goddess and ruler, they believe that as paladins of Wodaka, they can basically do whatever they want, as long as it's within the letter of the law. Except they also get to make those laws and bend and break them as they please, provided they have the force to back it up. Now, before we start diving into slightly more specific topics, I first want to take a few moments to talk about the plot of the video games that came previous to Avowed, Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, as they drop some pretty big reveals. For starters, we learn about the recent troubles of the Adiran Empire and how they have lost colonies. Pillars of Eternity 1, for instance, takes place in an area called the Deerwood, which used to be a former colony of the Adiran Empire. Another big part of Pillars 1 is the study of animancy, as you might guess, because the world and civilization is starting to relearn its secrets following the Ingwithan pantheon largely erasing it from history, basically covering up the tracks of how they were made. This is why animancy is actually just straight up illegal in the Adiran Empire, which worships Wodaka. But in Pillars 1, we learn a few things. For starters, everything I just told you about the gods, basically, the fact that they were in fact crafted from Ingwithans. But another big part of Pillars 1 is actually a plot by Wodaka using her chosen servant, Theos Ix Arcanon. Wodaka, using her godlike power, basically saved Theos from his turns through the wheel. Every life he lived, she would reawaken who he was, so he remembered everything, basically. So he could continue his work for Wodaka as her chosen servant, willing to do whatever it is he pleased, which is namely covering up the existence of the Ingwithans and how they ascended to godhood. But also in Pillars 1, we find out that Theos, using old Ingwithan technology, is intentionally funneling souls towards a certain point in an attempt to empower Wodaka, so she could retake her place as the full-on ruler of the current pantheon. And that's one of the potential outcomes of that game. But the main theme there is just Wodaka being desperate for power. And also everything I mentioned about the Adiran Empire, which brings us to Pillars of Eternity 2. So that game starts out by a giant statue that is set in your stronghold, Cadnua, from the first game, suddenly coming to life and killing you, actually, and marching off towards the Deadfire Archipelago. This statue turns out to actually be housing another god, Aothis, the god of light, redemption, dawn, etc. You see, Aothis had done something similar previously when he chose an avatar of a normal man known as Widewin, or Saint Widewin as he's known now, who was himself ultimately killed via the God Bomb, but Aothis returned via this statue to carry out his mission again. You see, Aothis took a great amount of umbrage with what the gods did, that is to say, hiding their presence from the Kith, which are the civilized races, and he set out to rectify this by going to the Deadfire Archipelago and smashing the machinery at Ukaizo, which is set there. Ukaizo, if you'll remember, was the ancestral city of the Hawana people, an old empire that was around at the same time the Ingwithans were. Remnants of the Hawana are still around, but obviously not at the same level of strength. Now, throughout that game, you'll be chasing this statue across the archipelago, but it is ultimately successful. In every single ending, Aethys destroys the machinery at Ukaizo, which was powering the wheel. This effectively means, because of how long it was doing so, that the wheel is broken. It no longer will function as it was supposed to naturally. Meaning that at the end of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, the world is in an extremely difficult place because while the wheel will continue to finish its current cycle, basically, which is another couple of generations, eventually it's going to stop turning, which will mean that the process of reincarnation will stop, meaning that people will start being born without souls, ultimately potentially leading to the just complete wiping out of civilization. And because nothing is turning through the wheel, which is where the gods get their sustenance from, they would eventually die out as well. And Aethys did this as a means of forcing these two peoples to work together, the gods and the current civilized races. So it's very much so a learn to work together or everyone's dead kind of thing. Now, at the time Avowed starts, that is not widely known information. Avowed only takes place a couple of years after this, and Pillars of Eternity is a world largely stuck in feudalism. Information doesn't travel insanely fast here. So people are basically just starting to learn about what happened there, and even then the full extent isn't known. Now, as I mentioned though, Avowed is a side story, so expecting it to tackle that is extremely unlikely. But obviously, it'll probably be referenced. Now, what will play a more direct role, however, is the information we learn about godlikes in Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. You see, no matter what kind of character you make in Avowed, you will be a godlike of an unknown god. And we'll touch more specifically on what a godlike is here momentarily. The most important thing we learn in Deadfire about them is that godlikes are effectively batteries for the gods who made them. And at any time, the gods who made them can recall that power, thus killing that person, and reclaiming that energy for that god, effectively like a failsafe to gather power when needed. And because of the events at the end of Deadfire, it's safe to say that that moment in time has come, which is why, in the preview that I played in November, where it referenced that most godlikes have gone missing, the obvious gist of that is that following the events of Deadfire, most gods just recalled all of their godlike in order to reabsorb their power, thus resulting in all those godlikes being missing or just straight up dead, which makes your status as a godlike of an unknown god extremely interesting because no one knows what deity you belong to, but also the fact that most godlike are gone, so what are you doing here? Now, I will talk more about the godlike here in a bit, but to be clear, and the biggest thing to take away, being a godlike is not necessarily a good thing. That's the key piece of information to hold on to. From there, though, let's talk about the Adiran Empire and the Living Lands before moving on to some other stuff. Starting with the Adiran Empire. This empire is currently the largest one, though thanks to its recent setbacks via the loss of some of its colonies, its power is being tested lately. It is, nonetheless, an empire that is a merging of an elven and a human empire or kingdom, thus resulting in the Adiran Empire. Quite some time ago, a bunch of human tribes on the central continent of Adir formed together to make a proper kingdom, which was very much so rooted in feudalism, and after several wars and things with the neighboring Kulakan, I think it is, civilization of elves, they eventually decided to just join together and become one giant empire, the Adiran Empire. This is ruled by a joint hereditary monarchy, which is primarily ruled by the human side of it, but whoever the human ruler is takes on an elven consort, which serves as the other half. Now, as an empire, again, they mostly practice feudalism, with everything coming down to the rule of law, as judged by Wodika herself, as they are big fans of her. And as such, they are not big fans of animancy. In fact, animancy is just straight up illegal in the Adiran Empire. So whereas it has been studied and seen huge breakthroughs in areas like the Deerwood of Pillars 1 or even the Archipelago of 2, none of that is happening in Adir because it is illegal there. Now, for simple reasons, that is because it is dangerous and will result in potential catastrophes related to the soul, but also because Wodika doesn't want people finding out more and more about what it is, the Ingwithans did to become gods because she will suffer no rival. But a few other things of note: while the Adiran Empire is primarily humans and elves, you can still occasionally find members of other races there, though in much, much smaller numbers, such as dwarves, Amawa, or Orlans. But first, now let's talk about the Living Lands. So the Living Lands, the area of the world the game takes place in, is really interesting because prior to this, it was not a place you ever went to. It was only ever described as a place sort of overgrown and overflowing with life that people mostly went to avoid everyone else, to get away from the rest of the world. But as we saw in that recent preview, that's starting to change, with members of the Adiran Empire going there to clearly try and set up another colony, which is at odds with local populations who have mostly been doing their own thing undisturbed up to this point, against the backdrop of a wild, untamed wilderness that is dramatic in its landscapes and biomes. And that was before, of course, the Dream Scourge came and started causing problems with people going functionally insane with all these fungal growths everywhere. But then let's talk about those other races. Now, I won't bother explaining humans and elves. They are exactly what they are everywhere else, which is also true for the dwarves. So what I would like to do instead is focus on the more interesting ones, Orlan and Amawa, before we start talking about the godlikes. So Orlans are the small in stature, covered in fur with large ear types. They tend to be naturally very smart, and their mental acuity saw them pioneering things like ciphers in the area of Air Glenfath. But basically, you'll see these small furry guys every once in a while. But then we have the Amawa. They are the most physically imposing of all the Kith races, or the civilized races, standing a good head and shoulders taller than everybody else, but also completely covered in scales. They don't have skin so much as they do small scales everywhere. What's more, they also have shark teeth instead of normal teeth, and if you couldn't tell by all of that, they tend to prefer the coast and water. You can find them elsewhere, mind you, but that's just sort of their natural affinity. Coincidentally, a sort of rival power for the Adiran Empire, the Rawatayan Navy, has a lot of Amawa as well. Thanks to their stature, they are very strong, and thanks to their teeth, generally pretty intimidating. Now, every single race I just mentioned, humans, elves, dwarves, Orlans, Amawa, can all be host to what are called godlike. Godlikes are, simply put, an individual of any race who was blessed, let's say, by a god in the womb. Thus, they came out with physical manifestations of whatever is associated with that god. As I've already mentioned, this isn't necessarily a good thing. In some cases, it's definitely more of a curse. But that's also not a universal thing either. For instance, we see all sorts of cases throughout the games where some of them are actually pretty well loved by their gods that made them, whereas others are indifferent at best, and some are even borderline hostile to each other. Thanks to their appearance and all the different cultures of the world, how godlikes are viewed varies wildly from the type of godlike it is to the place that they are born. So as an example of this, we see Tekehu in Deadfire, a water godlike of the goddess Andra, the goddess of the sea. But the thing is, while Andra loves Tekehu, and she made him very specifically, she also has a bunch of other godlike known as moon godlike that honestly don't seem to mean much at all to her. But Tekehu, thanks to his nature with the sea goddess and the fact that he was born to the Hawana tribe, which worships water and lives on the ocean, saw a very privileged upbringing where he was largely seen as a good omen, whereas godlikes of, say, Skane, who is a deformed-looking god of violent rebellion, basically never make it past birth. It's rare that they aren't killed almost immediately, assuming they survived to begin with thanks to the deformities. But in almost every instance, the god that is associated with a certain godlike is almost always immediately identifiable, which brings us to us, basically. In Avowed, we play as an imperial envoy of the Adiran Empire who is a godlike of an unknown god. Now that's interesting because the fact that everyone looks at you and has no idea what kind of godlike you happen to be or what god you're associated with is naturally a mystery. Though we are an imperial envoy for a empire that is very much so dedicated to the goddess Wodika. And last but not least, we are there to investigate the Dream Scourge, a strange malady of the soul, resulting in crazed, often violent fungal manifestations on people, which leads them to lose all sense of themselves. And that is basically everything I think you should know going into Avowed. Everything besides that is, certainly extra and will help you fill out the blanks or little gaps, but I would say everything I've gone...
I'm sure you can agree there that Mortismal is pretty awesome with his wrap up. He is the absolute guru on these sorts of games. Good thing is that the download is almost complete. We are a couple of minutes off, and the YouTube was losing quality there as we went through it. I think because my computer was like, okay, you're downloading everything and uploading at the same time. And it really wasn't happy. Yeah, close that off. Get some tunes back on. So, do you guys have any questions on Avowed, on the lore, on what we're looking at so far? I'm just excited to get to the character creator, to be honest. See what we can do there. A New Year's Eve style countdown. Yeah, I should have something on the screen which flashes up. What am I looking forward to most? So I think I'm looking forward to seeing the combat. I've played a couple of FPS RPGs before, and the intensity of the combat is a real factor in it, because if you play FPS shooters, for example, you want an intense combat situation. And unlike a tactical RPG like Pillars of Eternity 2, you really want to feel present in the combat, like you're under threat, like you're in danger, like you need to make actions and reactions quickly during the combat. That's what I'd really like to see. And I'd also like to see the level of writing that was in Pillars of Eternity 2 come back in Avowed. And there's been some very mixed press about this game so far. Some of it has focused on, political issues that are happening at the moment. Some of it's focused on, whether or not someone can produce a really quality RPG. And we've got an upcoming video about the quality of RPGs at the moment. But I have some pretty high hopes for this game. Not that it will be some sort of AAA, everything is really good, blow you away. I think that it will be a really cool, interesting, thoughtful RPG that has some really, I hope, has some really engaging combat. I really, really hope. Do you have any concerns or worries you've already heard about the game? Yeah. I think I just sort of described them there. Right. Download's complete. I think it's time to boot up the game. Exciting. Let's hope the game boots now, because that would be a terrible start to the stream. It's thinking about it. It is thinking about it. Oh. Okay, the title has flashed up on my main screen. I'm going to share the live scene now. See if it picks it up. Okay. Okay, we're optimizing shaders, which is always the most exciting part of a game. Just trying to get my mic level sorted out. Hopefully the voice quality is good though. That's a slow little, yeah, it is a slow little caterpillar. My system's pretty beefy actually. Got a really good CPU, running a 4060 Super graphics card. So hopefully we should be able to get the most out of this game. Voice quality is great, that's good to hear. Hopefully the game's sound should kick in straight away. Seems pretty good. Okay. I have to look at the stream for this one. Okay, maybe the game's a little quiet. Hopefully that would have sorted itself out. I think that might have just been the title scene. Get our levels sorted out now. Yeah, it's great now. Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, so we're gonna have a look at it on there. So slider, it should be barely visible, but I'm gonna do it off the stream settings rather than the one here. Okay, I think that's probably about right. We can actually boost it a little bit. Head bobbing strength. Gotta bob that head. Okay, well, thank you for the purchase. We're gonna start that new game.
A world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel, in a cycle of reincarnation, watched over by the gods.
You wouldn't want a flaccid head, Bob.
Gods, some of whom love us more than others. Your home, the Adiran Empire, is treasured by Wodica, Our Lady of Law and Vengeance. The burned queen, but our goddess has lately turned her eyes from us.
So we're part of the Adiran Empire.
Suffered revolts, famines, challenges to rightful rule. We lack a common purpose, but we could find it in the living lands. A rich and lawless island settled by fugitives, wanderers, exiles.
I'm happy with that. Very happy with being a fugitive, wanderer, or exile.
From danger, the more the land fights back. And now, as our colonists crowd into Paradise, the last safe city, the locals find themselves crowded out. Many years ago, you were born to a family in our Adiran Empire. And in a rare turn of the wheel, you came into this world a godlike touched by a patron god in the womb. To some, a blessing. To many, an abomination. You grew up an outsider, but I saw potential in you. Potential and an opportunity. And within my court, you found purpose.
Okay, so we're part of the Adirian Empire's court.
Your vow to our empire.
I think this is our job as an envoy. Yeah, envoy. There you go.
Venture forth in the name of your homeland and secure our future.
We've received our instructions from our overlord. Okay. So, base character. Guy with the tash. Body type. Just going to turn the game down slightly. Go for 70%. You just tell me if that's okay. Okay. Adir is a nation forged by centuries of war between neighboring human and elven kingdoms formed by their eventual alliance. Okay. We can go for a more elf-like figure. I'm happy with a more elf-like figure. Skin tone. Let's go tanned-ish. I quite like that. I feel like... that's quite yellowish. Ooh, that's almost like a rich mahogany. Okay, that's a good tan. Okay, face preset. No. Oh gosh, his jawline. Kind of a dandy there, don't you think? Kind of dandy-ish. Like a big chin, but like wide cheekbones. Maybe like Cillian Murphy or something. Oh gosh, very wide face. More pointed. I guess that's more of a standard human face. That's quite handsome. I think that's what we were originally on. Ooh, no. Quite an open and honest face there. I quite enjoyed this one. Or that one. I think this one. Now, godlike features. Okay, so we have been touched or blessed by a god in some way. Ooh, that's too much. I think we should go for understated. Here in the UK, we love an understatement. Ooh, gosh, yeah, too mushroomy. That. It's a little fairy-like, that one. I quite like the fact with this one, it's a massive understatement. Like, you'd have to look closely. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Oh, I like that hair. I mean, it's fantastic. It's bloody fabulous. Too done up. He looks like he's been in a blow dryer. No, that's mostly a shell. Curly, very curly. That is a perm. That's like something out of the 1970s. The problem is wow, that's even better. Okay, I quite like that. It's big hair. It's kind of like mine when I haven't put anything in it. That's quite cool. So kind of elven, but he has these weird kind of growths coming out of here that's part of his godlike ancestry. There's a kind of Witcher style one. Probably too much with the fringe there. I actually quite like that. He looks handsome, especially with the moustache. And also, it kind of covers up a little bit more of the weird growth, which I find at least a little bit disturbing. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, I quite like that. Facial hair will stick with the moustache. I think the moustache is strong. I love the headpieces and the hair. It looks great. Yeah, I think so. I actually think that he looks very handsome. And we want to be handsome, right? I won't fiddle around with the eyes. The colours, though, maybe change. Mine are bluey green, so maybe we go for a bluey green. Ooh, that's an emerald. I like that. And it also fits with our kind of like turquoisey stuff at the back. Happy with that. Do we want to? I don't think we need to change much else around that. Complexion. Oh, we can be sparkly. Oh, freckles. Few random freckles looks kind of interesting. You can see they're like a purple hue as well. They've got a bit of way to go with the shadow rendering here, guys. But yeah, I quite like that. You see the shadows are a little bit pixelated. I like that though. It's kind of like you can tell that we've got this weird. Again, it's a little bit understated, but it makes us seem fantastical. Yeah, cool. I'm happy with that. I don't think we need any makeup. We probably don't need any scars. A scar or two just across the forehead. Just to look dashing. That's where someone's branded us almost. Yes, like a creature scar across there. I like that. Okay, yeah. Happy with that. Background. Arcane Scholar. After graduating with honors from Bragan Hill Academy, you published a treatise on soul lineages that threatened the legitimacy and drew the ire of a local lord. He had us arrested and the Emperor intervened and recruited us. So we're like a rebel scholar, an augur. Okay, so this is like we can see the future. We're a fortune teller. We almost have that sort of Romany gypsy style foretelling. The scion of a noble house. Scandal and succession disputes. A vanguard scout. Humble beginnings. More at ease in the wilderness. Very ranger. A war hero. I'm not sure if we're a war hero. I quite like the idea of being a noble scion. That we were part of a family and the succession disputes have cast on the Emperor's mercy and we now need to become an envoy to create our house's name. Enjoy that. Okay. It's always difficult. Might 2, Con 2, Dex 2. Seems okay to me. I think we'll just go with the basics as they are for the moment. Normal game difficulty. That one sounds a little bit more arrogant, so we'll go with it. Name. There's only one name that we play with on this channel. Right. Spring 2831. The Living Lands. Oh, look at that cutie. Oh, like it's like a Venus flytrap. Watch out for the acid, little one. Look at it. Oh dear.
What do you know of the living?
Oh no, it's not dead. How could they do that to us?
Rumors and tales are so vexing. They cannot be true. And yet they are. Those untamed wilds, overgrown with the most curious wonders and the most dreadful abominations.
Oh no.
Dark pulse.
It's gonna be a zombie.
That soil. Something vile stirs beneath the earth, seething with rot and decay. A corruption growing beyond everything it touches.
I don't know if you guys have a real ick about fungal growths, but I do. It was so cute.
Reach towards us to lash out at the Empire itself. I command you, go to the Living Lands, find the roots, and if necessary, sever them. You are my one boy. Remember your vow.
Is the sound a little bit better now? I put it up.
Of an empire rest upon you.
Oh, look at that shit. That's so cool. I would love a sailing ship. And it kind of reminds me of the Deadfire Archipelago and all the awesomeness that ensued from that. Excuse my sneezing. The narration is still a touch quiet compared to your voice. Okay, I've boosted it as far as it will go. Try boosting it on your devices and just tell me if there's still a problem. So we've been shipwrecked once again. That's okay. All right.
Envoy, over here. You're alive. Thank the gods I pulled you out the wreck when I did. I wasn't about to let the Emperor's envoy die on my watch. At least the journey's not completely lost. I heard the cannons. I couldn't... We... The name's Garrick, sir. Quarter gunner. 3rd Adiran Fleet.
Hello, Garrick. Orpheus, good to meet you.
Never thought we'd end up like this.
Well, I probably should have asked your name on the voyage, shouldn't I?
We've got an outpost
Very
on this
rude.
island, but... I saw flashes, envoy. It weren't the storm that wrecked our ship. It was cannon fire, and it could only have come from that fort up the hill. It makes no sense. No one fires on their own countrymen, unless...
Unless they're taken over. Unless they're not our men any longer, sir.
That's what I'm afraid of too. In the meantime, you survived. That means we're not scuppered yet.
His beard is really cool.
Here,
I love the braids.
Can still go ahead. Then I know the place to start. Adir's got an embassy in the port of Paradis.
Okay, so we need to go to Paradis.
Once we can regroup, figure out what to do next. I hate to say it, but the fort's probably our only chance of escape. We need supplies, and if our troops have been captured, they'll need our help.
Yeah. They will indeed. Follow me, we'll get through this
Thank
together.
You. I'll keep you safe. Those boards up there look old. A good hit and we can be on our way. Take that sword. It's no good to any of our crew anymore. I shall.
Right, we've got a sword and a potion.
For all the good it does.
Can we get that up in our inventory? To equip a weapon, open your inventory with tab. Okay. I think that's all we need to do right now.
You look like a dab hand with that. I don't understand. Why would they fire on us, their own people? No use wondering. We've got to make sure our troops are safe.
So, first impressions of the scenery, the lighting is really cool. I mean, the whole place looks like... Ooh, the wind effects. Not so sure about that. It almost looks like they're pulsing. Can we loot these people? No, we can't. There's something here. Some silver pfennigs. I'll take those. Seems really nice and smooth to get up things. Standard controls as well. Something down here. A herb of some description. Oh, there's one of those cute lemurs. I mean, it's beautifully tropical. I would say, though, the graphics are cool, but they don't fully impress me right now. Okay, there's plenty of mushrooms around. The compass in the upper left-hand corner marks objectives. Okay, that's pretty standard. Hello, Garrick. Okay, so we toggle on stealth mode or off. We don't need to hold it down.
Hope we're going the right way.
Well, I hope so too, Garrick. Looks like some Zaurips down there. They're like lizard men in this universe. I'm worried about falling, but we'll do our best. All we can do is hit right now, right? Or we can block. We can parry. I don't know if there's bonuses from hitting from behind. Okay, a couple of easy kills there for us. It's a dinosaur. It does look like a dinosaur. There's Zaurips. So we've met them in Pillars of Eternity. They are like lizard men who are a little bit savage.
Come on, the fort's up ahead.
I mean, you say you don't know anything about where we are, but he seems to know where the fort is.
Watch yourself. There's no healer about.
Okay, I got slotted by a tripwire trap there. There's another tripwire, so... Can I disarm? Yeah.
How many of these damn things are there?
Can we sprint? Yeah, we can. Fort Northreach. Alright, we're low on health, so let's hit Z. Take one of those health potions. Ooh, that was a nice sound effect.
They've torn the place apart from the inside. Did they? Were they fighting each other? Envoy, I don't like this.
I don't like it either. Okay, so this is the effects of the disease. Someone's been journaling them. And what it's done to people here. Obviously, it's turned people against each other. It's a significant massacre. That's Ardra. That's a pillar of Ardra. So the soul material. Bit of roasted chicken, why not? Might get peckish. A round shield, we could do with that. High block efficiency. Let's get the old round shield deployed.
I remember some of the soldiers prayed.
Okay, yeah, that's a little lore note on Ardra.
Pillar. Hope it helps.
Also called the Pillars of Eternity, the namesake of the game.
Rise from slumber. Is it you?
There's souls in there that are speaking to me. Bit of stew. Again, we might get peckish. Ooh, some nice bombards out there. Look at those cannons. Look at those cannons. So storage key, okay. Guess we'll find some storage around here. I mean, it does remind me very much of Deadfire, but just more tropical.
God, is this what they were like?
There's a spearman here.
It's put its guard up. Hit it with everything you've got.
Got to keep an eye on our stamina. I think that's that bar in front of us right there. Alright, dealt with that pretty quickly. Okay, let's flank it. Mostly just sour rips right now. The shield is proving useful though, hey? Got us there. It's all about the timing. Whoa, it broke our guard. Okay. Whoa. There you go. Right, we'll take another healing potion. Didn't do so well on that one, that spearman. Flat outflank that guy.
Thought I had your back. Guess you've got mine.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, Garrick. Let's loot these motherfuckers. Not much there. Some cool little cave paintings. Oh, a health potion. Probably do with that right now. But we're getting used to the controls. Okay, we're heading over this way. That's a dinosaur. So if you just joined the game, please tell us if you're excited about Avowed or what you're looking forward to. And also, you know, give me a comment if you want to explore something particularly or you've got a question you want to ask. A little health potion here. Okay, burnable barriers. Spells. Fire damage. Find a way to burn through the brambles. What have we got? Really... There's armor. We've just got health potions there. Maybe we can get a torch? Well, let's go to our journal. It's going to tell us something. Set of brambles you're locking away. I know they are. Any sort of burnable material. I mean, it does look like we can just chop our way through. Perhaps not. That's just my stamina.
Is someone there? Over here! Help! I'm locked in! About time.
Hello, Laura.
Stay back. I'm not catching whatever's on your head.
Oh, because we're godlike, they
Easy.
think that we've got
He's
the
a
fungal
godlike.
disease.
You mean a god gave you that face? Touched your soul and everything?
That's rude.
That's right.
I think our face is very
Never
nice.
seen one of your kind before.
We made it
I always
ourselves.
heard folks say you were blessed. Looks more like a curse to me.
You wouldn't be the first to say no, but my face has gotten me this far.
That's the Imperial envoy you're talking to. Show some respect.
That's right, Garrick.
The Imperial? Shite, I should have known you were a Deerans too. Funny you survived while all your friends here went belly up.
She is, and she's Scottish too. It's not a surprise, guys. Sorry to any Scots out there. Cross your arms. Do we have a problem? Yeah, that's...
Adir's had their boot on Paradise since their first soldiers came.
Because the place is pure chaos.
That's right,
Did you
Garrick.
not think we liked it that way? I have to smuggle just to get anything past your damn checkpoints.
Yeah. If we had to set up checkpoints, it's for a good reason. There's a disease here.
Paradisans will knife you in the back over a dirty look.
At least we don't go mad and slaughter each other. The day I came, I noticed the guards talking gibberish.
Okay, so our
Then the
guards have been
killing
taken
started.
by this.
They went wild. Stabbed their mates in their sleep.
Tell her she's got a weak chin. She does have a bit of a weak chin. But unfortunately, our perception won't allow us to do that. Yeah, and you saw that all from your cell,
I
did
heard
you?
it, all right. When the storm came, they fired the cannons. Their faces changed. That soldier in here tried to strangle me. I had to defend myself.
Okay, we'll use our
I've
intellect.
got a bad feeling about this. It doesn't make sense.
Well,
What if she murdered that soldier and she's just trying to cover it up?
right, let's hear her out.
Look, we don't have to like each other, but we can all get out alive. I left my boat at the edge of the island. It should still be there.
Keep talking.
I don't see how the soldiers could have found it yet. You let me out, and all three of us can go to Paradise.
We need to go there.
Envoy, I've tangled with Paradisan smugglers before. She'd say just about anything to get out that cell. Her story's full of holes. What if the boat's not there? What if she turns on us?
For fuck's sake, be reasonable. Don't listen to him.
Let's take the risk. I don't really care if she's guilty or innocent right now.
God, that's the sanest thing I've heard all day. It's in the warden's room. They blocked it off when things went south. You can find a way in, though. You seem smart.
If we live to regret this...
Alright, Garrick. Okay, guys. Give it a second. I'm just going to go to the loo. We'll be back very shortly. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so we need to get the key. Oh, we haven't got the jail key. So Alpha is over there. That's bad. Looks like there's a way up around here. Okay, right, so we got our first sort of climbing puzzle. I heard that this game is quite a lot about climbing. I'm just going to turn my mic volume down a bit. I've heard that apparently it's a little bit loud. So I'll take it down to 80. You guys tell me how that balances. Something in here, some spoiled rotten cabbage. Took our weapons away. Essence potion. Not sure what that does right now. A bow for us.
There's a knife.
Prisoners. Extra legal activity. That's a good way of describing illegal activity. Extra legal. Move some gods. Go away and eat shite. Okay.
We can shoot the Fury down. How's your aim?
Okay. Told to put the volume back up a little bit. Hopefully that will be good now. There you go. There's the room key. We've got a chest over here as well. This is a cool sensory experience, especially if you have headphones on. We've got some health potion, iron chunk, and a common robe. We'll just take it all for now. Might be useful to deal with later. Perfect. Okay. It keeps unweaponing us. There you go. It's because I'm scrolling the mouse button.
At least
Right,
you
come
got
on
them
then.
to trust in me eventually.
I'm not
Fine.
sure if I trust
She's
you.
out. Now we should move. We've got to burn through those brambles.
Do you know how to burn through them?
It's too quiet.
Use your bow to shoot down the Magran's fury. Maybe if we... No. I feel like we're falling at the first hurdle here. Did we get something? I really didn't want to do that. Now that you've got your bow, you can shoot down the Magnum's Fury to burn a way out of the outpost. Maybe you have to shoot through some fire? Interesting. Don't know why that happened.
Ah, not bad.
Where did that bastard go? He just teleported. Right, we need to go to our inventory and make sure that we're set up properly. So, left alt. Okay, and then we can put the bow in. Okay, cool. Yeah, perfect.
Adherent soldiers don't massacre each other. They just don't.
Well,
Something
apparently
caused
they
this.
did.
To think they turned on each other like dogs. I can't fathom it.
They were bastards when they came here. All it took was time.
But adherents, we respect each other. We're raised to follow the rules.
Springberries.
What's
Oh,
the
some
matter?
health.
Upset your kin are no better than anyone else.
Easy now. Think, aim,
Stay in
and
the tall
strike.
grass. We can get the drop
Okay, so
on
we
them.
can sneak up and then hit an attack. Nice.
Why? Did your God give you that power too?
More coming.
Apparently
Stay
so.
down and don't get us killed.
Bit weird on like the bushes. Quite unrealistic. If you can see how we're sort of moving through them. Bit of surprise there. So we can quick shoot, which seems to be effective. Ooh, he's still hammering us. And then we can aim with a zoom. Oh, for God's sake. Well, I thought I was doing well until that point. Okay, we level up. Tab to apply points. I do like how that one poofed out of existence. Yeah, it just vanished. Okay, so we can do more. I feel like we want dexterity at this point. Give us a little bit of dodge. Lingering and tangling roots. Oh, magic missiles. Or from quick slots. Okay. Cool, we've got magic missiles now, guys. So we can hammer an enemy and that's automatically going to strike them. Wand. Grimoire.
There's a fire spell in there. It'd make quick work of the brambles.
This salt is... overcome that. It is very much like the nature is just taking this place over.
Those look dry. Damn it. Of course
So, oh, do we wield it? Okay, with a wand.
Flint.
Let's try this out. Maybe it's Fan of Flames.
Mugren's Fury in a book.
Okay, I see how we do that. So we don't need... Okay, let's try this. Let's try this for the moment as a setup.
We've got the high ground. How should we do this? Magic's the flashy choice, I suppose. Now you've done it!
On the left!
More on the left!
Okay, they're quite slow. Let's see what those magic missiles do. Not much, apparently. Okay. Okay, so we can cast some pretty cool spells from a distance. Okay, and that'll... Not sure about that. Okay, we didn't do very well for health there. Unplug one of those. Flamethrower this guy. Oh, so they interrupt spells as well. I need to jump out of here. Okay. Alright, so we got incapacitated. Okay, I need to get off these things. Right. We're trying out some new stuff there. Okay.
Hope there's a fire spell in there to make quick work of the brambles.
Right, so let's change in our inventory. Let's change our secondary to the wand and the grimoire. But let's make sure we have our sword and shield up so we can defend ourselves. Okay, so put that.
Mugren's Fury in a
Burn the
book.
shit out of that.
We've got the high ground. How should we do this? Magic's the flashy choice, I suppose.
Yeah, nice. Wow, threw a stone at me. Right, he's down. Yeah, this is pretty powerful actually, if you're not swamped by enemies. Okay, I missed that. Okay, you have to keep that on target.
You can't keep taking hits like that!
Okay. To run away there. Let's get our defensive weapons out. There's a little bit of aim assist going on there. Nice. Okay, that was our first, you know, not terribly challenging, but a little bit challenging battle. Loot up these bodies. Just some coppers. I don't know why these guys were carrying money. And get some health. The combat is quite frenetic. It's a learning curve. Yeah, it is a bit of a learning curve. I agree, Red Panda. He's got something on him. Or is that just me zapping him? Yeah.
They're not.
Can I burn through this as I did before? That's a bit of a shame. I have to jump down. Get a bit of swimming in. Good for the old constitution.
I tried to tell them. Why wouldn't they listen?
I don't know what that rainbow is.
You can't kill me. No one can kill me.
What's he infected with?
I'll swim across the sea.
I knew it. Whatever's on their faces, it gets into their heads.
I'm no expert on soul plagues, but whatever you came here to find, I'd say you found it.
It's uncanny.
It is a bit like
No,
our
it isn't.
godlike.
You're a godlike.
Aspect.
He's... well, look at him. He's sick.
Who disturbs us? They stung at me. They wanted to prune my boughs. I was
Prune my
defending
boughs.
myself.
So
Steady
it's
yourself,
almost as if the
please.
nature is
We're only
taking them
trying
over.
to help.
You're wasting your breath. He's gone.
You tread in the orchard. Spreading weeds. Nightmares.
This guy needs to go.
I should have been free to drink of the land. They thought
So
they
he
would stop
almost
me.
feels like a
Vipers.
tree.
The venom stains
Like,
my
as in
blade.
he is feeling like he's a
He can
tree.
barely string a thought together. How could he have killed everyone?
He couldn't. Not like this. He's just the last one standing.
Trespassers!
He needs to pay.
I didn't ask for this. I asked only for my place in the sun.
Yeah, he's been taken over by the
You
plants.
return death to us.
Envoy, this could come to blows. Keep your guard up.
I fully intend it to.
Feed the roots. Kill the rot.
You're gonna regret this.
Oh, needs to get away. Okay. Stamina is not good right now.
Heal yourself.
Wow, he just jumped straight forward. Oh, he burnt that whole place.
Heads like that.
His stamina is so much more effective than mine is.
Heal yourself!
Ah, shit. Little blue man is doing me a solid, I know, but he needs to get in front of more of those strikes.
You're gonna regret this.
Seek!
Let's keep out of his way. Absolutely nailed me that. Okay, those little red symbols will be him taking my stamina away completely. I need to try and get out of that circular area. Okay, managed to avoid it there. There you go, he's down.
Probably.
Yesterday, I received word that one of the scouts has caught the Dawn Shore attempted to board a cargo ship bound for the Deadfire. I doubt this is news to you. I also doubt that you're unaware this is your third instant desertion. How can you put up with 3 instant desertions? Surely you should be hanged.
Some noble who bought
Ridiculous.
the mission. Now look at him.
A great hammer.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but at least he's not suffering.
Should we have a crack with a great hammer? I feel like without armor, this isn't going to do us any good, but let's at least try it out. 20% of your health each time, yeah. No, I agree. That was our first little mini-boss. Not too bad. Quite an exciting little bit of gameplay there. More essence. So essence is like mana, I think. Another pillar of eternity.
Closer, we twine. You have returned. We felt your presence like dew on a leaf. We wake. Heed us.
Envoy, you alright? Can you hear me? A voice? What did it say?
Now your envoy's losing it.
No, I think something in the Ardra spoke to him. Not like this.
Are you
I've
sure?
been around Ardra my whole life, and it never spoke to me.
We, in Pillars of
I don't think it
Eternity,
spoke
we
to
were like a
anyone.
warden.
Not even God likes.
That's some gift.
And a warden is able to commune with souls. So maybe we're a warden as well.
Maybe they're... Never mind. We've got to get to Paradise.
Or maybe it's our godlike powers
Please
coming
just up
into
ahead.
frame.
Gods, I hope you're telling the truth.
This way.
Right, let's get to this smuggler's boat. I mean, I don't trust this woman, but it is what it is.
Boat! There it is.
I mean, she's got a boat, so I'm trusting her more.
Thank the gods it's still here. Get on.
There, in the distance. It's Paradise. So, the smuggler
I
wasn't
like
lying.
his character
My
design.
name's Alora, you know.
Even though I'm still pretty unconvinced about a lot of the graphics here. There's a lot of polish that is missing, I think, that could be there. Let's give her a little bit of a boost.
Thanks. I've enjoyed not being dead.
Look, if this is the soul plague the Emperor sent you to find, we have to stop it. You have to stop it, no matter what it takes.
I'd heard rumours about folk changing out in the hinterlands. I thought they were just that. You know, stories. I never imagined it'd be like this.
The odds may seem slim, but I've never walked away from a dangerous bet.
I don't know how, but if anyone can find a way, it's you.
Well, thanks
We
for your
get on
vote,
before
vote
we
of
without you.
confidence. He's incredibly loyal.
Right, onward to Paradise.
Cool, guys. So, you know, I'm interested. You know, we've got a couple of viewers. I'm interested to
Never
think,
thought I'd be glad to
hear what
sail
you guys
here with a
think
smuggler.
about what we've done so
Anyone
far.
asks, you never met me.
I'm so torn about the art design. It almost looks like a painting, and I get what they're going for, because this is really pretty. We'll take a moment to breathe it in, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, it could be better. It could be better.
Suppose this is where I leave you then.
Why?
I owe you my life, envoy. I won't soon forget what you did.
I could use you.
Your mysterious patron, right.
I
Do you
think
reckon you're a godlike of...
I would want to sit on the
it
docks
doesn't
and
matter.
some fish and
We're
chips.
alive.
So would I. Where do I find the
You don't
embassy?
have
Yeah.
to. Just go up the pier. I imagine they've sent someone official-like to take you there.
Well, I
Must
I
be
hope
nice,
so.
eh?
I hope the folks at the embassy know where to find a good, strong drink. Well, it's the Living Land's biggest port. People come from all over. Not all of them are Adir's friends.
Wonder why.
You'll be fine. After the fort, I
She
figure you
needs
can
to know
survive anything.
who she's around. She doesn't have any social graces.
Same to
let's
you.
be honest.
You'll make the Emperor proud. I'm sure of it.
Laura,
Look, I'll no thank you for showing basic decency. But you saved my life. That counts for something. To me, anyway.
counts for quite a lot, I think. That's a deer in diplomacy for you, darling.
Aye, don't push her luck.
Do all the locals.
Not all of them. But it's not a great way to make friends.
Okay.
Give Paradisans a chance. That's why they came here in the first place.
So they're a bit of an independent crowd. Let's see what
Try
she
not
knows.
to get killed.
Okay,
Nah,
useless
I'm
piece of
kidding.
information.
Just don't go around acting like you own the place. All right.
That'll be difficult.
Hope we don't run into each other. Still, take care of yourself.
I actually... You know what? It's interesting because Pillars of Eternity 2 is like this isometric painting of a game. And I feel like they've brought some of that isometric painting to it. Actually, really... I'm learning to enjoy it. I don't know. I'll reserve my final judgment for our first impressions video.
These docks are reserved for the Imperial Envoy of Adir.
Who do you think you're talking to?
That's all you need to know.
So he didn't tell you.
Hey! turn around and sail back to wherever you came from. This dock is reserved for the Imperial envoy. And he's late. Huh, probably died at sea. Good riddance.
Excuse me?
Wait, you're the...
Yeah.
Fuck.
I am the Imperial
Nice.
envoy.
Forgive me, envoy. I meant nothing by it. A slip of the tongue.
It'll be noted
Can we start
in the Book
over?
of Grudges.
Name's Cynric, captain of the local militia. We're a scrappy bunch, but we know our way around Paradise.
Maybe you'll be
Unlike
useful
most
to me.
Adirans who couldn't find their ass with both their hands. Oh, present company excluded. They told me you were godlike, but I didn't know what to expect. Your face, it's so...
Regal?
You're doing great.
Forgive me, again.
big Book of
We're having a
Grudges.
bit of an emergency. No doubt you've come for the Adiran ambassador, but he's gone, along with our claviger.
I like to think we're kind of like a cavalier, you know? We take fashion seriously and we take fighting seriously.
Well, he's the closest thing we have to a local authority. Part keeper of the keys, part bald fist.
Paradise's mayor, more or less. Most people out here aren't fond of established hierarchies and titles. So, we made up some new ones.
I'm sorry, envoy, but no one's here to receive it.
Nonsense. There's a small army of pickpockets, smugglers, and scoundrels between those walls who'd be happy to take it off
Well,
your
I think
hands.
it's your job to make
Just
sure they
ignore
don't.
him. They traveled northwest to the Strangle Route, past the old Pargroon Wall.
You need to find the ambassador, and I need to find the claviger. How's about we partner up?
Sure. I need a... Very well. Saves me the trouble of hiring a bodyguard. I was just about to say that.
Out here, people are more likely to think I'm trying to rob you. We don't
It's
see
kind of...
many
it's kind of
lord-like
worrying
types.
how well
Kai,
I
before you go,
play this.
make sure he comes back alive,
Nobleman.
or the steel garrote will have my head.
Better yours than mine.
Garrote. It's a garrote. It's a garrote, darling.
The steel garrote are here as guests, helping Adirans like yourself keep the peace. Or so they say. You tell me, envoy. The Adirans came to our shores with their soldiers, their bureaucrats, and their cult of murderers. Asking a lot of nosy questions is a good way to end up
She's
with a knife in your back.
incredibly rude to an envoy of the Adiran Empire.
That's certainly what they'd like you to believe.
I don't
Sounds
know-
like
they
the
don't have a
reputation
lot of
back home in
manners.
Adir isn't any better than
Particularly as
it
we've
is
just
here.
arrived on a diplomatic mission.
Shit. I mean, of course, envoy.
Yeah,
Speaking
thank you,
of the steel garrote,
militia
fair
captain.
warning, their leader, Inquisitor Ludwine, is eager to greet you. Or possibly interrogate you. I heard she's a monster. The personal handmaiden of the Burned Queen.
Bird Queen
But
is one of
that's
the
not all.
gods, so
They
Wodika.
say she fell in battle in the Dead Fire, and death spat her back out.
Yeah, well, I don't believe that. I think this is sarcastic.
Not if you value your life.
We'll have time to worry about Ludwine later.
Great, something to look
First,
forward
we've
to.
got to find your ambassador and my claviger.
Okay, so we got Kai. He looks like a useful bloke. A mercenary from the Rotanian Empire. Restless but affable. Okay, great. He's got a powerful shot from his blunderbuss. We love gunpowder weapons. I'm really looking forward to using gunpowder weapons in this game. I absolutely love gunpowder. You know, if we have the opportunity to like specialize in gunpowder, I would love that.
I'll bet you're glad to be on dry land after that voyage. Come on, let's get you some fresh air.
Thanks, Kai. Kai, I feel, has our back.
Pargrunen left these beacons all over the island. They're good for finding your way around.
City's getting crowded.
Which beacons?
Pretty soon
Fast
the
travel
guilds will outnumber
beacons.
us 3 to 1.
On the map?
Why doesn't the Claviger put a stop to it?
What do you think, dimwit?
Okay, much like Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, so we got the landing beacon there. Let's have a wander.
In the ambassador's pocket.
Oh, I love these buildings with the fungus growing on them. Absolutely stunning. I'm actually really enjoying the landscape. I think it's the detail that I'm having trouble with. The landscape in general is beautiful. The detail of it is potentially not what we are looking for all the time. Is this a tavern? I think we talked to you enough.
What harm could some new armor?
Traders.
Look good and
Maybe we actually sell our goods that we've collected.
Welcome to Dawnshore, traveler. My name is Dagerda.
Madame.
You seem like you could use a nice potion or a bite to eat. If you're looking for a weapon or a shield, talk to Walter over there. Just don't expect
Buildings
much.
are really nice as well, I agree with you. Let's look at the wares. Okay, right, so... Can we sell... Like, so... I really want to sell one of these swords, so... Accept. Okay, right, so we can... I don't want to sell our dagger, we might need that. Round shield is fine. We don't need that robe, that can be sold. Essence potions I think we should hold on to. Don't know anything about alchemy at the moment, so we're just going to get rid of those. Some arak. Arak is like an Indian version of like a rum or a moonshine. Iron chunks, don't really need them right now. Get rid of the mushrooms. Roasted chicken, we're not particularly hungry. Okay. I think that works for us. A few different things.
Please,
Oh, a
how
quest.
hard is it to answer a question? I can't believe how rude everyone is around here.
I know. I know. You're telling me.
How hard could it be to find a watcher?
Yeah, we'll see how much it's
I
worth.
have a little money, if that's what you mean.
I could
I
use your
assumed
money.
I'd have to pay the watcher, though. I have a strange problem, you see.
It's not the first strange problem I've had to deal with, darling.
I'm clearly under some kind of curse. A band of Zorips invaded my house. What am I gonna do?
We've dealt with Zorips before.
Then take my house key. It's northwest of here. That cabin on the cliff all by itself.
Okay.
Gods know I can't go back. And there's nothing to steal either. The Zorips saw to that.
That's a shame.
Come back when you've dealt with them. And make sure you get their leader, too. I'm sorry, but I don't think they'll go quietly. You'll have to kill them.
Ruthless. I'll get your cabin back.
Thank you. That may not be worth much coming from a stranger, but I mean it.
Storehouse.
I've come in search of lost treasures. Have you heard any rumors of such things in the area? It's a fine day for adventuring. Greetings, Godwin.
Okay. A weapons master. Maybe finally a worthy adversary that we can train with. It's got like vibes of maybe old, like almost like a fallen.
That lighthouse has been under repair since Adir and ships
Rome
began
or something.
filling
The
the
slums of Rome, but with nature growing all over them.
First get leaves, those letters won't turn up. Que larde. I'd heard the light had come to Paradise.
Oh, hey, Sansa. Comes on a little strong, that's all. He doesn't bite.
But to meet you, what an honor. Who is your patron?
Her friends looks like squid tentacles. Good run with Panda. I can speak to fish and shoot fire from my eyes.
You can? Wait, you're pulling my leg, aren't you?
No.
I apologize. Everyone must ask you such things. Listen, you haven't been to the wilds east of the city, have you?
I mean, everything wants to kill me so far.
I assume that's a no? Then have you seen a cartographer in the area? A human?
I would love to go
about
to
my
Rome, Red Panda.
His name is Girmund. He's my assistant, and I'm worried about him. I sent him to map the eastern wilds. I knew it would be perilous, but it's been a long time
The
since he's
facial
written,
expressions,
even
like,
for him.
not great, not terrible, I would say.
Cartography is not for the slight.
Oh, you're a cartographer.
It requires a certain initiative.
You know how many so-called adventurers I've saved out there?
It's an intrepid occupation.
3 this month.
As I said, if you
Kai's
find
a
it
straight
and bring
talking
me his map,
geezer.
I'll be glad to pay you for it. I may even have more work for you.
Yeah, I can see. Well, yeah, I'll keep my
When he
eye
last
out.
wrote, he was mapping the eastern ruins. Take the letter. It might help. If you find him, bring his work to my shop in Paradise Hightown. You're welcome anytime. I have quite the assortment of curios. Maybe you'll even buy one of my maps.
I doubt that. The Principi are the Great Council of Pirates, I think, from Valia, and he has a Valian accent.
That's our marching orders then.
Yeah, I don't know about that guy. Look at that Pillar of Eternity over there. Oops. Ardra
Maybe
Wasteland. Okay.
superstition, but Ardra like this usually marks a good spot to rest.
Should we camp? Not right now. Okay, let's try it out. Why not? Okay, so we can change some companion outfits. Ooh. Are we gonna have a snooze? Clay, what's up?
After your voyage, it must be nice to spend the night on dry land.
It is, actually.
Personally, I've always found the rocking of a ship to be soothing.
So have I.
As long as You know, for most people, getting sent to the living lands is a punishment. But, according to Cynric, you're the personal envoy of the Emperor of Adir himself. Quite a position.
What do you mean, according to? Yeah, exactly. I'm well known, of
Now
course.
I've got to wonder what you did to get on his bad side. The
Terrible,
living lands
terribly
is
rude.
a far cry from fancy parties and court events.
Fancy party. Yeah, exactly. I might have ruffled a few feathers.
You'll get plenty of both out here. Though I should warn you, you can't rely on charm against Azurup.
Watch me.
I look forward to being proved wrong on that account.
Yeah, exactly.
But that brings me to the real question. Why would the Emperor of Adir send a noble all the way to the living lands?
I'm investigating the dream sketch.
Oh, that almost does sound like a punishment.
No, it's just an
I don't know how you
investigation, sir.
investigate a so-called plague of the soul, so better you than me. Being a godlike, I don't suppose your patron deity gives you any unique insights into matters of the soul, do they?
Yeah, why is everyone obsessed?
Sorry. It's a rare sight, and these are strange times. I haven't met anyone who's really seen the Dream Scourge yet, but that hasn't stopped people from worrying about the rumors. Refugees are flooding in from outlying regions. The guards are restricting access to the city.
Okay.
And
That's
people
worrying.
are making offerings to the gods for everything from hangovers to indigestion,
I
just in
often
case.
make offerings to the gods for a hangover. Yeah, I'm here to put a stop to it.
I like your confidence. Just be careful how you express it.
Why?
Unfortunately, the presence of so many Adiran troops and the rumored exploits of the Steel Garrote paladins supporting them is only making a tense situation worse.
Well,
I think
the situation is going to be tense no matter what we do.
Your ambassador.
I've heard the Living Lands are a lawless frontier. A little order and stability are needed.
Don't get me wrong. We have had a welcome reprieve from the usual muggings and murders since your country folk started arriving
little bit
en masse.
of order.
But I don't know how long that'll last.
As long as it needs
to. We're talking about
to.
an island that has been largely settled by nomads, exiles, and dissidents. People who tend to be suspicious of authority. But what about you? What's your stake in things? Besides your orders, of course.
I serve at the Emperor's pleasure.
Ah. I used to march to a similar drumbeat back when I served in the Rowatayan Navy. But that's a story for another time.
Maybe over a bit.
I'll let you get some rest, but thanks for talking.
You too, Kai.
It's good to be part of a squad again. Even if it's just for a while.
We don't call them squads in AD, we call them sections.
It's the gateway to the Living Lands, a scenic port city that's as beautiful and dangerous.
He's got a lot of
as
cleavage on
wilds
show.
around it.
He's just got very good
Most
pectoral
visitors enjoy
muscles,
some
and
mariners'
I'm
porridge
here
at the
for it.
Ballarrock, a back alley shakedown, and then the sudden return of that porridge out of one end or the other. Then, if they've got any sins, they turn around and take their chances back where they came from, with authentic tales of their adventures.
I say that in
the Living
envy.
Lands.
Oh, Red Panda. Don't you worry.
It also has a reputation for making corpses out of people.
Well, I certainly shan't be a
These days,
corpse.
we have a few more would-be adventurers trying to leave their mark on the place. The Living Lands means a hard-won second chance for the people who settle here. But first, you've got to survive it. And the island gives no quarter.
I would expect no quarter.
The folks who say that either last the longest or the shortest.
I'm sure it will be the
For
former.
a lot of people, the Living Lands is a last resort. They come fleeing war, debt, famine, the law. Take your pick. For others, it's freedom. To seek glory, to redefine yourself. To
Glory
live
sounds
in a
good
way
to me.
you can't,
We
maybe
need
even
to
on
retain
pain of
our
death
regain
wherever
our
you come
family's
from.
honor.
It was, for some. Not always the types you'd want as your neighbors. Used to be. If you could last out here, you could count on being left alone. Dangers in the wilds is nothing new out here, but something about the Dream Scourge is.
The
And if
voice
that
acting
weren't
is
enough,
very good, though.
A lot
I'm
of people
enjoying it.
aren't too keen on Adir's presence and affiliations out here. Hilgard's new embassy and his alliance with the Steel Garrote smell like the authority and order that a lot of people came here to leave behind. But I don't mean to put that on you. I imagine you're tired of having to answer for every Adiran who sneezes into somebody's stew.
You've got that right. No, I think that's all good night, Kai.
We should be safe enough, but I'll take watch, just in case.
Don't want to access outfits, just want to take a little sleep. Upgrade items. I don't think we really have anything to upgrade right now.
I haven't seen this much excitement in a while. Perhaps I've got you to thank for bringing it with you, Envoy.
Should we go over to the outer pillar to... Okay, so we've rested for the evening. And now in the morning, we shall go and see the ambassador. We'll leave it there and break for 5 or 10 minutes. I hope you guys have been enjoying it thus far. I gotta say that I've actually been really enjoying it. It's... As far as my expectations go, I found it to be a lot more engaging than I thought it would be. I really worried that it wouldn't draw me in as much as the Pillars of Eternity series, but I think it's drawing me in. It's drawing me in. And I'm really enjoying the world. Okay. I'll leave you guys with that, and I'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to our exploration of the Living Lands in Avowed. This is the early access release of the game, which we've managed to grab access to. And it's been pretty beautiful so far. We've also had a lot of fun playing. Although our arrival in Paradisium has been somewhat rude for our position as an Imperial envoy and as a noble scion of a young gentry house. But we're about to go and visit the ambassador. So we're going to go off and see them now.
Build another palisade just like the last. When this one falls, what will you adherents do then?
Tile on the side.
Your armor could use some work. Let's check the watermill for supplies.
Which watermill? Not seen, I'm afraid. Sorry, old boy. We are going on to see the ambassador. Well, I believe that's what our objective is. Right, search the watermill for supplies. Collect Paradisian ladders and pelts. Find the cartographer. Oh, right. Well, where is the ambassador's place? This does seem like the outskirts of the town. I'll find my main objective first. There's a fortress up there. Potentially the right way to go. Grab whatever that is. I feel like we will find the ambassador in the palace. Pretty cool. There's some docks over there,
Nice
mostly
batter,
overgrown.
ain't it? I found it on the beach, covered in bird. Good morning.
No idea what he was on.
Sorry, Envoy. The city's under lockdown by order of the Clavager. Rumors of plague and all
I've
that.
already told you.
Can't
the city
believe
is
we're
under
dealing with
lockdown.
plague, too.
Only citizens of
Isn't
Paradise
enough
can
going
enter
wrong.
right now. Like I've told everyone else, only Paradise residents are getting in right now.
Okay.
Doesn't matter that you have family here. No one's getting in without special permission.
But my wife, my daughter.
Okay. Apparently we're not allowed into the main
So
city.
you said, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for
Between
you.
tensions in the city and threats outside, the militia's in over their heads.
Alright, I thought we were meant to be visiting the ambassador. Let's see if we can go back to the town. Running in a very awkward way here in front of everybody. So, this is from afar. Strangle route, which is to the northwest and past the old Paragon Wall. Okay, so we need to go and find it. Alright, apparently he's vanished off. Awkward thing for an ambassador to be doing. He shouldn't really be adventuring beyond his consulate or embassy, wherever he lives. We should go nonetheless. So this is the Paragon Wall.
Even Pargrunan walls can't stand against this place.
That's not very good range. Let's see if we can get our carrot.
You're mine, come and get me!
Oh, yeah, okay. He hammers him with the blunderbuss. Nice. He went flying. Well, this Warhammer packs quite a punch. This is what we like to
just
see.
getting warmed up.
Oh, a black bear. Okay. Maybe we cast some spells on this.
Take your best shot.
Then raw.
Okay, we got it with that.
Eon Seek.
Use that bear.
On your right.
Oh, another one. Shit. Okay, I'm not sure. I think we might need our shield. Okay, yeah. I think we're gonna need a shield. Keep trying to get round its back.
Look up, envoy. That's it for me.
Okay, I got one down. Okay, he's dead already. Can I get him up?
Thanks, soldier.
Okay, right. Get in this grid. Okay. That parry doesn't do enough to block some of those heavier blows, so we might have to go back to a sword and shield. Okay, so we're here near the Zarets.
Even Pargrunan walls.
Let's get our sword. And then for our secondary, we'll keep it with our magic casting.
It's this place.
Okay, maybe we can sneak around the back as well.
Unseen, unheard. Careful. Looks like spiders nearby.
Nail that guy.
Right flank. You okay?
Oh my god. Wasn't as good as I'd hoped it would be. Okay, there's a melee. There's a caster here behind us. Or a missile troop. He's down. Where's our boy gone? There he is. Let's try and hit this guy with a spell.
Seek.
Nice shot.
There you go.
That's one for us.
Does our little magic friend, where we killed him, have anything to offer us? Or have they already despawned? eggplants. Not really as helpful as I wanted. So how do I heal normally? Maybe I can't. Okay, that gives me some regeneration. So can I eat that? Okay, yeah, it's giving me a little bit. Just eat a little bit of stuff. Okay, that's regenerated my health a little bit. Cool. Okay. There's the two of them over there.
Is that all you got? Seek.
It's not very got good range on our magic missiles.
Eon Seek.
Dodging doesn't seem to be particularly effective.
That's it for me.
We take damage regardless of the shield as well. Okay. We need to think about this a little bit more. First pigs, now bears. I know. Okay. Let's restore this to there. Abilities. What? So we can advance his abilities. Stun is good. Let's confirm that. Okay, we haven't got any more there. Let's consume those ones. Just give us a little bit more health. Okay, let's see what we can do with casting some spells at them first.
You're mine now.
Try and keep the range. Okay, so that affects our stamina as well.
See.
Okay, there's one down. Let's use this special on that. Okay, so he blasts them. Burn it. Our essence is still pretty good. Nice. Okay. Much quicker with the spells.
I was just getting warmed up.
Yeah, I'm sure you were, Kai.
A rot seeps through here. Who poisons us? We cannot see.
Okay. Please give us that. Oh dear. That's an unfortunate position to die in. Take your bear claw though. The dead bodies aren't particularly appealing for our survival chances.
Ah, it didn't used to be this overgrown. I can take care of that if you want.
Q to throw your equipped throwable. Change it in the radial. Okay, so we hopefully equip that. So I can lob a grenade. We can burn this down. I don't want to use my throwable right now.
Bad feeling about whatever that bear is doing.
Okay. We got our strikes in early there, which I think helped. Black bear over there.
That's a bad way to go.
More grenades and health potions. Perfect. Right, let's get our friend to stun him. Okay, we got rid of one of them. Nice. Magic seems to be very powerful. Okay, it's telling us to go this way. Grab a potato.
Where did all these brambles
might be helpful?
And so quickly.
It's a lot of bears that we're slaying here. I almost feel quite bad. Let's get him in on that stun straight away.
Next one's mine.
Okay.
The scourge invades. Claw it out.
Slagheart Menon.
It breathes. It is
Useful
close.
if we find. Something to do with alchemy? You're a wizard, Orpheus. Yeah, apparently I am now. Okay, we're able to jump over that one.
That's the claviger. What happened?
Are you blind? We're being hunted. Are you blind?
Oh, the ambassador.
We're being hunted. Get rid of the bear and we'll talk after.
Which bear? Oh, the demented bear. I see.
Hey, over here!
That bear. Oh. Oh dear. Okay. Jump out there, get back. Yeah. Whoa. Please hit my friend and not me. What's wrong with me? Okay, alright. Not enough health. Whoop. It is vomiting at me. Jump, get away. Okay,
What am I hitting?
It is not interested in my friend. It seems only interested in me, which isn't ideal. Okay, second man. Nice, stunned him. Oh! I I don't know what I did there, but I did something fun. Right. Grenade.
You're not looking so good.
Yeah, I am really not.
Left leg.
Oh! Really wants that health potion. This is fun. Okay, so the combat is challenging. Particularly when we're so low level. I think we need to get in our damage early.
That's the claviger.
And then try and defend
What
ourselves.
happened?
Are you blind?
okay.
We're being hunted. Get rid of the bear and we'll talk after.
Oh, no, you don't.
Okay, it's resistant to that fire damage. Get him to blast it. But we managed to freeze it. Okay, right. That's the rest of that stamina gone. There's a lot of jumping around. We need those health potions off that dude.
Coming from your right.
I'm trying to stay at range in this one. Okay, we need a little bit more mana. Okay, number 2.
Where's my mark?
How do we do it? X. Right, that gives us that mana potion. Where's the bear gone? There he is. Oh dear. Okay.
You're sick.
Alright, okay, let's stun him again.
Come and get me!
Keep up with those spells. Oh, nice! I don't know how I do that, but it's working.
Right flank.
Hit me with its vomit again.
That's it for me.
Right, let's health potion up because our boy is down now. Can interrupt my spells, which is slightly annoying. Grenade. Stamina bar is... What's number 4? Oh, that gives me some sort of boost. More booms. Oh gosh. That definitely fucked him up. Okay. Let's see if we can... Okay, alright. It got me as I was taking my healing potion. Thing. Yes! Let's get I was gonna get a bit more mana in, but it's hammering the ground around me. Come on, get a bit more mana in. Okay. Double strike.
You're a good friend.
I mean, it is immersive. Our friend did not survive very long. Oh dear. We have a fungal infested bear that I need to defeat. Okay. So we need to do damage early. We need to watch our stamina.
What happened?
Are you blind?
Yeah, I
We're
know.
being hunted. Get rid of the bear and we'll talk after.
Okay, that's frozen it. Throw a grenade in. Let's keep that. Let's get that stamina refueled. It doesn't seem to like targeting our ally. Let's get another spell in there. Grenade it while it's frozen. Have a little drink. Watch that stamina. Yeah, running. It seems like it just does that automatically when I crit. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that. But it's actually helped us out a little bit. Let's try and freeze it. That didn't work that time. Maybe a little stun from our friend while it's charging. Okay, let's get that stamina up while we can. Cast a little spell it. Right, I got that health potion on the way past. Okay, let's get lightning striking on it.
What am I hitting?
Stun it when it charges. Come on.
Over here!
You're meant to be shooting it. There you go. Oh, it puts them in like something else. Right, got a hit on it, but I did as well. Got to be super careful of our stamina here because it just absolutely rinses us. Right, when it's charging, go do it. Right, that blunderbuss is pretty good. Recharge that stamina. Gets 3 of those strikes in. Keep wearing it down. Nearly there. Go on, no! Oh, no. Okay, I think we should be alright. Finally.
Take that, you monstrosity!
Yeah, alright.
Well
Thanks,
done.
Ambassador. You really helped there.
Bear.
Another glorious battle.
Whew. Ooh, a shield. Nice.
Poor bastard. One of Ludwig's
Smart
toy
trick.
soldiers. And... Oh, my savior. Oh, thank the gods. Your arrival couldn't have been more timely.
Don't thank the gods, thank me.
I wouldn't have stood a chance against that beast. I owe you my life.
It's a terrible debt.
Ambassador Falchion Hildegard at your service. And you must be our Imperial envoy. Better late than never, I say.
Well, I had a tough journey. Oh my gosh. It's refreshing to meet someone of our rank who sees the value in field
is a
work.
tad rustic for our tastes, isn't it?
It's true.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your capable companion? Can he be trusted?
Of course he can.
Or did he now?
A little faster, and we might have been able to save Clavenger Aemon, too. Happy to have been of service, nevertheless.
I'm charmed. I take it you had business with the Clavenger? Poor fellow. It was the bear that killed him, of course. This wilderness has been a little too wild of late.
Very wild.
I'm no woodsman, but I'm inclined to agree. We heard alarming reports of a blight in the wilderness, and a strange corruption moving toward the city. The changes in the ecosystem are expected, but this one was progressing too rapidly to ignore. We tracked the corruption
Does seem
all the
like
way
a real
here,
problem.
but all we found was that creature gone mad. So, the rumors of plague were true.
We saw it earlier with the soldiers.
The situation is more dire than I imagined. We need a plan of action before whatever this is consumes the living lands.
I think they're already being consumed by nature.
Come to us.
Okay.
Commune with us. We have waited for you. Come.
What's the matter? Can you hear me?
I don't think we should tell him.
That's encouraging. The Emperor trusts your judgment, and so do I. Whatever you think is best, I'll support it.
Okay,
You
Ambassador.
know something of our troubles. That much is clear. What would you have us do? You suspect a connection.
I mean, it must be a connection with the Adra.
Adra is said to be filled with essence, soul stuff. And maybe the essence will respond to a godlike's touch.
It shall.
Oh, just be careful. The Emperor would never forgive me if anything happened to you.
Well, you protected me so
Take it
well
slow.
earlier.
We'll be right here.
Alright, guys. I think we've been streaming for 3 hours now, so we'll call it a day there. But we're going to be streaming again very soon this weekend. Really enjoying the game thus far. Combat's nice and challenging. The art design is unique, which is good. Could do a bit of work with the details on the graphics. And I must say that the combat doesn't necessarily always feel intuitive, but I'm just getting the hang of it right now. I really hope you've enjoyed the stream. Please join us this weekend again. I've been Orpheus. This has been Arcadia. Have a good night.